Hi everyone. So before I get into the topic of this video, I'll just quickly share a script from one of my previous Facebook live videos because I think that script is very valuable in terms of positivity and also in terms of the importance of humanity and human lives. So I'll just share that quick script once again and then get into the actual video. I stand for humanity, not India, not China, and I'm not against India and I don't support China either. But there is more to life than just politics regarding India and China. Before being an Indian and having such an identity, I was born as a human being first. We shouldn't forget that we are all human and we shouldn't forget humanity and the essence of what life is all about. Every life is precious and every life matters. Yes, the wicked should be punished, but not all human beings are wicked and evil. Both good and evil exist on this planet. Because of these current issues, we should not stop spreading peace in our lives and to humanity. Let's cultivate more gentle, calm, and happy energies during these uncertain times rather than adding to it and spreading rejection, rudeness, hate, violent energies, judging, and shaming others. It's not India or China that matters, it's the mentality of each and every humankind that matters. It's easy to be a fault finding critic as the world is full of them, but what ends up lacking is a focus on changing our mentality to be more understanding, compassionate, and accepting of others. Choose to be the person who was there to console you when you were hurting than choosing to be like the person who hurt you. We can see good changes when we change our mentality accordingly, no matter from which part of the world we come from. Do not be the rude bully, rather be the person who breaks the cycle of negativity. This is not about politics or India or China or TikTok app or other Chinese app. The intention of this is, despite everything that's happening around us, let us not lose our focus on the essence of humanity and spreading peace. We humans matter, human lives matter. The wicked should surely be punished, but not all humans are wicked. There are many good souls too. Every human being has good and bad in them. It's which side we choose to bring out that matters. So in midst of politics, let's not forget humanity and the essence of what life is about. Hi everyone, so here I am again. So today's topic is be your voice. You have a voice, do not suppress it. And that includes women as well. Okay, so in this world, being human beings, we often see good and bad, okay, because there are different polarities in the world. So where there's good, there's also bad. And even if you look individually at every human being, if you look at yourself and me, we are all humans, but I'm not made up of just good. I'm not a saint or something like that, and neither are you. Because while you have good in you, or while I have good in me, you also have bad in you and I also have bad in me, isn't it? It takes the situation where we choose which side to bring out, and thankfully most of the time, hopefully we are bringing out our good side, but sometimes we have a bad side, and everyone, based on our upbringing, based on the good or negative situations we have had to face in life during our childhood, during our adolescence, during our different stages of our life, middle age, old age, whatever, each phase, whichever gave challenges. For example, as India banned that Chinese app, a lot of Chinese apps, including the app called TikTok. And why, you know, because okay, they say that, you know, China's gained a lot of money from it, but that app in itself was not a bad app. You know, a lot of Indians were using it to the point where they were addicted to it, some of them. And the reason is not because it was made in China, it's just because people liked that app, they enjoyed using it. That's why it became popular. Do you think if people didn't like it, people would use it? No. And if people didn't use it, would the government think of banning it? No, because it wouldn't have been popular. But at the same time, did banning it, is that the solution? Did it bring a solution to the, yes, maybe a part of it, you know, where they say China was earning a lot of money from it and things like that. I'm not supporting the apps or anything. You know, what India did according to them was the right thing, you know, according to the government. These are all political things, but what I'm trying to say is it's about our perspective, you know, how we see it. Because now when any Indian uses the app, other Indians get angry, then you're supporting China, you're doing that, you're doing this. See, people did not use that app, or even, you know, even clothes, you know, you have to check the label, you know, because most of them are made in China until recently now, you know, because of this incident. But did all those people, for example, if I'm wearing a beautiful dress but that's having a tag at the back and it says made in China, does it mean that the person who manufactured that dress, or their business, you know, they might have been having just a small shop and it would have been a family run business? Does that mean that those people are also bad? Maybe they were innocent. Maybe it's just few people in the position of power or something who wanted to exploit the world that did this, because evil is everywhere, all over the world, you know. So many bad things are happening all over the world, not just from China. Depending on our situations is how we tend to see life, and it's how subconsciously we store, you know, the amount of negativity or positivity that we store within ourselves. And also depends on how we have overcome certain situations that we faced, and that will determine how much strength we have got to face life, you know, with positivity or negativity, depending on how we overcame certain situations. So as I said, you know, the whole world comprises of good and bad, and every individual is having components of the good and bad, you know. And for some people the negativity is too much in them, so that's why they bring that out mostly. And then, you know, in the world, crimes and things like that take place, you know, abuse and all the brutality and violence side of things that happen. And then there's the victims, you know, especially these days the common trend is what, the domestic violence. You know, it's where people who you know, have a close intimate relationship, you know, they might share the same bed, but they become the worst enemies, isn't it, in relationships, domestic violence. So that's also common. So it's all, you know, about human beings and human mentality, you know, which side, you know, does somebody bring out your worst side, or do they bring out your best side? But you have both the sides, and we have to be aware of that, isn't it? And yeah, so if you look from the victim's point of view, especially you know, the other day I was just going through Facebook, and I was reading a message, you know, of a lady. Apparently she was a victim of you know, domestic violence, and she got beaten up by the guy she married and things like that. So she posted up the video stating how much she suffered, you know, in that marriage. And then she said, you know, okay, now I'm standing up for myself. And a lot of people commented on her post, you know, encouraging her, uplifting her, and saying it's good that she's stood up against it. And, you know, also people started sharing their personal situations with her. And also there were people who started negatively messaging her, you know. So they were sending negative messages stating that you're an attention seeker, you just want to get attention, deal with yourself, deal with your problems. So there were those sort of people as well. And sometimes, you know, if victims, or victims in the way I'm saying is people who have suffered some sort of negativity or injustice in life, they're already broken, you know, part of them inside. We are all whole, but they feel, you know, because of the situations and experience they went through, you know, what they experienced, they're already hurt and they have not healed yet emotionally. So they already feel emotionally weak. And on top of that, when they're trying to stand up against that injustice, they're using their voice. They don't want to be suppressed anymore. They want to use their voice and stand up. And then, you know, they might get millions of uplifting comments. But one negative comment putting them down would be enough for them to think, oh, maybe I did the wrong thing by speaking up or standing up, and they might just, you know, delete the whole post and go back into their shell. The strong ones, they will believe in what they will overcome it, you know. They want justice. They will stand up for themselves. They will do what has to be done, and they will get out of the situation. But not everybody is equally strong, isn't it? So that's the thing, you know. Even in my case too, I don't have to be putting up a positivity sections, sharing positivity messages, you know, sharing contradictory topics at times. I can just, like some people say, you know, post my cooking videos, get all the oh wow 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 from people, and just be quiet. But that's not what life is about. If I just do that and just look for praises, and if I'm so sensitive to criticism that I hear one criticism, I delete my whole post and I go into a shell and stop doing what I do, because another person's voice is speaking much louder to me than my own voice and what I believe in. If I let that happen, then where's my identity? Where's my individuality? Isn't it? So we need to be our own voice. We need to speak up against what we feel is right inside, our justice, you know. Suppressing it is not a good thing, especially if it's positivity. If you're not going to harm anyone, if you're standing for what is right, you know, there is no harm in speaking up or doing what you feel is right. Or you can be quiet and silently suffer. That is a choice. So we all have choices, because if we put something out, you know, there are consequences, and not all consequences have to be in our favor or what we expect or want it to be. So we still have to be prepared for that, if that makes sense. So that's all I had to say. You know, life is not perfect. We all have good and bad in us, and having the courage to stand up for ourselves and what we believe in. Even now too, you know, there's this talk about India, China, Chinese apps, you know, you know, we all use Chinese products up until now, and now because China did that, all of a sudden, you know, it's getting like, let's stop, boycott China, this. And people are attacking each other. Oh, you're using the Chinese thing, you know, Chinese are like that. But, you know, maybe not all, like, it's all up to human beings, you know, because whether you're in India or Africa or USA or Canada or New Zealand or whichever part of the world there is humans, whichever part of the world there is good, there is also bad, not only in China. Okay, so China did this thing, so this is like this big thing that's broadcasted, so it's like a big thing, you know, okay, China is so bad. But what about people in different parts of the world who are abusing humans, abusing children, raping, killing, you know, doing all sort of crazy things? So it's human beings in any part of the world, are capable of doing good and bad equally, okay, and equally bad or even worse. So we can't just cover up those things that are bad and that's happening and say it's okay and just focus on, oh, China's done this, so China's only bad. No, all over the world, if there's good, there is bad, and we got to see it in that mature light. And just because, you know, one thing is bad doesn't mean everything is bad. So we should not lose humanity and the aspect, the essence of life, human life. You know, every life matters, and we should not be so judgmental without being wise enough to know that good and bad exists, not just in China but equally all over the world. Wherever humans are there, if there's a capacity or capability of good happening, there is equal capacity of bad happening, and bad things are happening every day, everywhere, not just in China or, you know, wherever. So we got to not forget that, you know, injustice is injustice wherever it happens. The wicked has to be punished, but the innocent should not suffer just because few people decided to do some wicked deeds. All right, so I'm ending it here with the hopes that my words are helpful to some of you, especially when it comes to believing in your voice, using your voice, you know, standing up for what you believe in and what is right, to do right for human beings, to help humanity heal, to be there as a strength and support for the weak, okay, and unfortunate, or, you know, not just blend in and let negativity drown our voice. Like now I can also just sit here and look pretty and do something to get all of your praises, but we have to be real. You know, it's a time to be human, and we are a mixture of many aspects, including good, bad, and a lot of things, our belief systems, our upbringings, our, you know, so always focus on main thing is, rather than focusing on you know, first fixing up the whole world, which is not going to be possible, as Rome also wasn't built in a day. At least we can fix up our life, you know, the people who we are surrounding ourselves with, you know, the future of our loved ones, you know, our day to day, mainly us too, you know, our inner peace, our inner mind frame, our happiness, our peace of mind, our day to day, you know, at least we can focus on that to live life as happy as we can, because it's not forever, isn't it? So while it's lasting, make it worthwhile. And each individual, you know, when we are born with nothing, but as we grow, depending on the situations, everything, we build certain capacities, capabilities, talents, many things in our DNA, you know. So a lot of things we are capable of, one human being, and that might not change the whole world, but it can be a start to spreading some love, to spread some peace, to spread some happiness. Okay, so I hope all of you won't take this in a wrong way. It's just in a positive way, to spread peace and happiness, and to be your voice, not to suppress your voice, and to be encouraging, be positive, heal the world, and heal us as we heal ourselves as well, and spread that positivity, you know. And it will be helpful to a lot of people, because, you know, some people really might want that support. Some people emotional, even if it's, you're not doing anything for them, just emotionally being there, you know, which even people find it difficult these days, you know, and a lot of chaos happening. But let's at least focus on keeping us at least happy, you know. One person, keep yourself at least happy. If at least you're happy, that's a start, you know. Like they say that charity begins at home, so do that first, because there's no point of your house being in a mess and you're going to save the whole world, because your own life is in chaos, isn't it? So you need to secure your life first, your home, your family. Once you're happy and everything is going, and then you can spread that to others as well. And that itself, is something that you're giving that's positive out there. So wishing you all the best and take care. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more lovely videos and recipes. I hope you have taken this in a good positive way. It's not meant to have any negative intention. And also, like I said, just because negativity gets thrown at you, if you believe in something, you don't have to stop doing it and suppress your voice because somebody else's negative voice seems louder to you. Because if you get a lot of praises, don't let one negative thing let you, cloud your whole good work and make you forget everything good that you have done and stop what you're doing. Don't do that, because the person who's put negativity in there is also a human being who is not perfect in themselves. So everybody makes mistakes. You are having your journey in life, your learning path. Believe in it, go forward, if it's with the pure intention of helping humanity and things like that. Of course, what China did, is against humanity. It is wrong, and a lot of people are emotional about it, raged about it. But also, let's not forget, there are bad things happening all over the world as well, so we should not silence them. They're also of equal importance, because every life matters, every human being matters. Take care. Bye.